everyone. Father Casey here. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers sang, "The waiting is the hardest part." And the Jewish people had waited a very long time for the Messiah to come. And you and I, we are waiting a long time for him to come back. And waiting is a very challenging thing. In order to wait, you need to have the virtue of patience. Now, if you actually live in this society, and you ventured out of your home, you drive a car, and you shop, or you mingle with anybody, and you want to get anywhere, then you know how short in supply patience is. Cars honking at one another, people driving 25 miles over the speed limit to get where they're going. The person in front of you at the Walmart, they just can't move fast enough. And we seem like we're impatient all the time. And so John the Baptist, who's sitting in prison and who has been waiting his whole life and believed that he had found the Messiah in his cousin Jesus, began to lose hope. And that's why he sends his disciples to Jesus with the question, an important question, a question that you and I must answer as well. Are you the one? Or should we wait for someone else? Or look for someone else? An important question because John is sitting there in prison. He knows that death awaits him. And when you think about his fire and brimstone preaching, and then compare that with the message of Jesus, of love, peace, and understanding, John had to wonder, is this the Messiah? Because John, like so many other Jewish people, believed that the Messiah would be someone to free them from the yoke of the Gentiles, to overthrow the Romans and send the Romans back to Italy, and they would have their own country once more. But Jesus was a very different type of Messiah. He was a Messiah who was going to heal the lame, give sight to the blind. He was going to heal both the body and the soul. And he wasn't about politics at all. He suffered at the hands of politics, but he did not have a political message of overthrowing the government and raising up a revolution and arming people with weapons to fight the Roman soldiers. No, Jesus wasn't going to be that Messiah at all. And that frustrated a lot of people because they wanted things to change. Just like today. Do you want things to change? I know there are many times I want things to change. When I listen to the news, when I read my news feeds, when I think about what's happening in the world, whether it is war, whether it is plagues, whether it is political corruption, I want things to change. And yet, I don't have the power to change them. And so I must practice the virtue of patience. Now, a lot of people think that when you're patient, then you will no longer have the feelings of impatience. That you'll be cool with everything, like you were popping a Xanax or a Valium. But that's not what patience is at all. And it needs to be stressed, especially in our society when we're caught up in the hustle and the bustle of the Christmas season, even though it's Advent. And that is, patience is being able to act in a patient manner. It simply means grinning and bearing it and putting up with things that we don't want to put up with, but we do so in a Christian manner. So instead of flipping the bird to the person who's honking their horn at you, or saying to the person in front of you in line at the Walmart, "Can you hurry up?" Or chewing somebody out because they're taking up your valuable time. We just smile, and we're kind, and we're gentle, and we endure situations. Sometimes it's relationships, sometimes it's our job, sometimes it's our education. There are many different ways in our lives that we have to endure something. But we do that by practicing the virtue of patience. never losing hope that there is something better, just not yet. And so as we await the coming of the Messiah, and we want things to change, you and I must practice the virtue of patience with one another, with institutions, with the world itself. We smile and we just trust that Jesus is the Messiah and that he's coming back. And when that time comes, he'll change things. We may not be around for that, but you and I are simply given the task to live out our vocations one day at a time, doing what we are expected to do, and doing it to the best of our ability in a Christ-like manner, so that whether Jesus comes or not, you and I can say at the end of the day, I did the best I could with a Christ-like heart by practicing the virtue of patience. So God bless, have a great week, and remember, don't honk the horn, say to the person, God bless you.